Today I'm very excited to step in and talk about why Mr. Stannke is so deserving of being our Tiger Talent for this month. Matt Stannke has been on my short list since starting here at Sherrard grade, but this year he really stepped up above and beyond last month, especially with our student-led conferences. Mr. Stannke had over 100, a total of 111 student conferences this year. Now, I'm not saying that PE teachers aren't math teachers too, but let me break it down just a little bit. We had 111 conferences over 2 days. We'll just ballpark it 55 conferences a day. 4.5 hours of each one of those days, Mr. Stannke was pulling off, I'd say roughly 12 conferences an hour. Now, if we think of how many minutes that is per student, 5 minutes per student he was doing.
He mentioned with all the years that he's been teaching that these were the most conferences that he'd ever had were in this year. Like, he was the hot spot for student-led conferences, and it was wonderful. Everybody really enjoyed that. Families and kids were really excited to go in and participate with the activities that he had kiddos showing, and just students really understanding what they were working on, the goals that they were setting, why they were setting those goals, and just teaching children and families to lead healthy lifestyles.
They love PE, love it. They want every day to be PE, so they really look forward to going to PE every day with Mr. Stannke.
Matt just creates an environment in there that's just like super welcoming. It's safe in there for kids, and they're able to just feel good about themselves in there, even if they're not the most athletic.
He is such a constant in our building. Kiddos absolutely adore him, and I think it is because he's so consistent with his expectations. They know when they enter the gym, they know what to expect from him, which is very calming for a lot of our kiddos, and they know that they're going to get to do amazing activities with him that he has really put a lot of thought and effort into.
Mr. Stannke has been a team member for over 22 years here in Sherrard. And now, I don't want to date myself either on that, but the year that Mr. Stannke started out here would have been the start of my senior year over at high school, so it is remarkable to think of all of the families and the students that Mr. Stannke has touched along these years. Mr. Stannke is somebody that can connect with just about anybody, whether that's a staff, student, family member. He's able to use his listening skills to hear them out and collaborate with one another. If it's a student, he takes the time to let them know, hey, I hear you and I want to work through whatever this question or the situation is with you. Mr. Stannke wears a lot of hats in our building. He's the union rep as well, so staff members feel very comfortable going to him, talking with him, and he does a marvelous job of being supportive of their needs and hearing them out, as well as being very considerate and respectful when sharing those needs with me too.
Is he your friend?
Yes, I would say so. I would hope so. I would hope he would say the same about me. We just joked because my kids just went to PE before I took them in there. I had both my boys many years ago when they were in elementary school, and they loved him too. They still ask about him. And actually, as a little side note, they used to call him Mr. Stinky. I thought that was his real name for the longest time.
He's definitely like a positive person for the kids, all of the kids, even maybe some that struggle in other classes. They just excel in his class. He makes it welcoming, he's consistent, he's just always here, he's super positive all the time, and he's just available. Like, when you need something, you can come to him and he's super like, yeah, let's try it. So I love that about him.
He sees potential in every single kiddo, no matter what challenges they may face, and he really sets the bar high for everyone.
He is who everybody, looks to. He covers recess. He'll cover, last year with my surgery, he would cover my room if I was going to be late. He jumps in and helps wherever he can.
Another thing that Mr. Stannke is highly involved in is fundraisers, especially in the springtime. The American Heart Association has been with us for a number of years, and this year Mr. Stannke brought some different ideas to the table, some organizations that he feels very passionately about. A big thing that the kids get very excited about that Mr. Stannke is fully in charge of is our end of the year field day. He puts together a number of activities each year, coordinates for all of the people coming in to volunteer their time, makes sure to communicate with staff, and always makes for a wonderful field day in the spring, which the students and staff are always looking forward to as well. Hey Joe, what's your favorite part of field day?
Mostly all of it. Sometimes there's water activities and stuff. So then we can get wet when it's nice and hot out.
Yeah.
Just taking all that time just to have us to have a great time is amazing.
He knows every kid in this building, which is a plus as well. I think that's huge.
They definitely think he's awesome, and he's someone consistent throughout their whole time they're at Sherrard grade. So I think that's nice for kids too, and they like him, they think he's fun, they love his class.
Is it a PE day? Is it a PE day? You know, we are so lucky that we get to see Mr. Stannke 4 times a week, and sometimes that doesn't even seem enough because they wish that they could just hang out all the time with Mr. Stannke. He knows the kiddos well. He understands what makes each kiddo tick, and he does a really good job of incorporating that in the lessons that he does.
Not to mention, Mr. Stannke is also responsible for going out and supervising our recesses. So he takes that learning from within the gym, brings it out there into the recess area in real world situations, and helps the kids to understand how those skills that they're learning in the gym can be translated and transferred out into those recess situations.
Kind, caring, compassionate personality that Mr. Stannke has. He's just such a calm, like anybody that's talked to Matt just knows, like he's just that calm, cool, collected guy. He is appreciated. Like I said, kiddos love him. You know, he's a great collaborative person on our team. We can look at reading data together. We can talk about the Bears. We can talk about, you know, the very exciting new gymnasium. Mr. Stannke, like we're all so thrilled. I mean, we're very excited about the new addition, but for Matt, it's like, just for him to have his own space that we don't have to pick up early from PE to set up lunch tables, and you know, he's always so flexible about that, but it's like, oh gosh, to have his own space. We're super pumped about the gym, and you know, I know he can't wait to get kiddos in there, and that just kind of opens things up for him too with activities he's going to be able to do with the bigger space. He's a good guy. We're glad he's here.
I believe Mr. Stannke has become a big positive role model. He is always positive when you bring your kids to class, greeting them, and then as class ends, he's always, they were great, they were wonderful.
Students that I have always say, Mr. Stannke's the best. So, and I think that's true. I think adults would agree. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I bet Miss
Wait, I know what you should do. You should have it like, we should all say Mr. Stannke is the best.
And I love to have Mr. Stannke here in our building because he is always nice, he's respectful, he helps people.
Authenticity is who Matt is, and he's consistent with that every single day. He's what makes our district shine. It's my birthday. I'll party if I want to.
I love it, thank you.